I'm changing the name of this graduation address from Water for Elders or even Water for Elephants to 100 gallons of water or more. In an address to Kenyon College in 2005, poet David Foster Wallace told a story that raises perhaps one of the more important questions of our day. It's a very short story. Two young fish swam in a pond where they encounter an elder fish swimming in the opposite direction. The wise older fish comments, "Good morning, boys. How's the water?" Then he keeps on swimming. The two young fish swim a bit further with perplexed looks on their face, until one says to the other, "What the hell is water?" To which the first replies, "I have no idea." Wallace's 5-line narrative has gone viral. Gone viral because what the hell is water may be the most important question of our time, especially for you as graduating elders. Let me explore for just a few moments why I make such a statement. On Sunday, June 9th, 2013, I had a dream about being in an enclosure with a tiger. The tiger and I were friendly, but I knew something was wrong in the dream and that he might eat me. Later in the dream, I realized the tiger was dangerous principally because he had no water. I awoke with the powerful urge to tell you that as graduating persons with doctoral and master's degree, we all must collect a minimum of 100 gallons of water or more. We are in danger of being eaten by the tiger who has no water. No water because of our lack of awareness of the acute vulnerability in which we live. Now I want to ask you a question. How many of you in this graduating class actually collect at least 100 gallons of rainwater? Hold up your hand. On June the 1st, 2013, Judith and I celebrated a decade of rainwater collection. We collect and store 15,000 gallons of rainwater, and in this decade have used it exclusively throughout our house, also for drinking. That may or may not be possible for you. But it is possible for you, and for most of us, to collect 100 gallons of water. When the Europeans invaded North America, the world's population was 400 million. Let me repeat that. The world's population, 1491, was only 400 million people. Today, we have 7 billion and counting. 2.8 billion people on the planet currently, as I speak, are in acute water shortage. Where you live today may not be far behind. My friends and relatives in Oregon, a water-rich state, tell me that water is becoming an issue even there. It is time for us then to ask the question of the elder fish. What is water? If even 1 billion of the 7 billion humans collected 100 gallons of water, we could water ourselves and all the tigers of the world. We could collect 100 billion gallons of fresh water every month. When she was 12 years old, our granddaughter Katie looked at the large water storage tanks around our house in the Texas Hill Country and asked, "Why do you collect water, Pawpaw? These tanks are kind of ugly." I explained to her how vulnerable we humans are with regard to water, and how her generation is going to have its largest challenge in finding fresh water. Later that day, her father, who is an associate dean at Texas A&M in the College of Sciences, told me that Katie came in the house and chastised him for using so much water in his daily shower. As I reflect on my life, I cherish that brief moment, that brief contact and comment to my granddaughter as being one of the most important teaching moments of my entire life. I have read nearly all of your doctoral dissertations and your master's theses. All were important. Almost all joined Carl Jung in addressing the question of what is consciousness and seeing consciousness as pivotal. Jung also stated that after 68,000 dreams that he analyzed, that dreams almost always point to consciousness being linked to water. As you graduate, I suggest you turn Jung upside down and see that all water points to consciousness, but all consciousness points to water. Last July, I was asked to lead the Wisdom Graduate School of Ubiquity University, and I have sought to do that. I have largely been a leader through consciousness studies and also consciousness explorations, and I will continue to do that. But all of our graduate education needs to focus on dimensionalizing consciousness so that we focus on the practical use of water and also the sun and the wind. As graduates with advanced degrees, we need to know that our highest calling is to reach out to the younger generations with the same question that the elder fish asked in the story. To wrap this up, one of my favorite poet-philosophers is Samuel Taylor Coleridge. He spent much time in dream time as a respite from his personal pain and suffering. Once, when he returned from a dream, he made notes to himself that are among my most favorite of all human utterances. He wrote, "What if you slept? And what if in your sleep you dreamed that you went to heaven? And what if the garden there gave you a flower as a pledge that your soul had been there? And what if when you awoke you had the flower in your hand? Ah, yes. What then?" And what, I add to Coleridge, if you had the flower in your hand and you took it to a ceremonial vase and you reached out to put it in the vase and there was no water?